Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I got some Blacklight Retribution here for you. My first video on this game was fairly well received, so I kind of figured why not make another one. And this first part is a clip of my warming up session, basically when I relogged and figured out that everything I ever owned in this game was expired. And I started to try some new weapons out, and I kind of figured that this weapon wasn't a weapon for me, so I couldn't make any kind of good kills. So I ended up trying out the knife, and I ended up getting a kill streak with the knife, and hence I saved the clip to show you guys. Because in a world like this, in FPSs like this, or very similar SPSs, the game doesn't make any sense. Like, bullets hurt less than actual knife stabs, and I suppose that's the gamer logic. But as you can see right here, once you get into close quarter combat, a knife is the best weapon you have. Because even if you catch people off guard, and even if you don't, even if they know you are here, as you can see right here, you can still just completely destroy them and actually get headshots with knives. And there's also a charge type of mechanic involved, as you can see right there on my last kill, or the kill before that. Like, before I stabbed, there was like a charge-like behavior to it. So a knife, very effective if you want to get some kills. And talking about weapons that I have been trying out, this weapon I believe is a pre-made weapon. Yeah, it is in fact a pre-made weapon called the Thumper something. And this is my current favorite pre-made weapon available. This weapon for me is brilliant. It fits my playstyle so amazingly. It allows me to do massive amounts of damage from close range and mid-range. And even though the recoil is noticeable, you can reduce that by, instead of spraying, just clicking your mouse button, like, what's that called? Not having an automatic weapon, but basically having short bursts. And it's amazing. And as you can see, the scope right there allows you to do some long range, decent range, or decent damage at long range as well. But nonetheless, you can still relatively die relatively easy by headshots, and that's what always bothers me about games like this. You are always going to die. There's no way around it. You can't really do anything. Like, you are just running around and you're dead. That's usually what happens. And there's a lot of kill trading, I suppose I can call it. Like, you get a kill, then you get killed. It's very hard to get decent kill streaks, especially when you are not working together as a team. And we are playing Capture the Flag, as you can already tell, and nobody has scored yet. And this game really promotes teamwork. The moment you are going to play a lone wolf, like I'm pretending to be right here, you will find yourself to be dead in no time because of the hyper reality helm. If you press V, you have seen me doing it several times already, you start to get this glorified wall hack. It's basically a glorified wall hack, guys. Let's not walk around that point. It's a wall hack. You can see everybody. You can also see the weak points in the max, which is a very important thing to know. Even though you know the weak points, it's sometimes still very difficult to actually hit those specific weak points. So don't underestimate that as well. But as you can see, I am getting some very decent kills. I'm getting more kills than I am getting deaths. So I suppose I'm doing something right. And even though I'm treating it as a team deathmatch, it ended up to be very difficult to actually get any capture going beyond this point. Because both teams were very competent in the sense that we know somewhat what we were doing. We knew the map to a certain extent. And having the hyper reality kinda worked, well, not in our favor for both ways, because this map is rather confined. There's no really big open spaces. There's always a place to hide, and weapons that promote close quarter combat really are strong on this specific map. And as you can see right here, doing some long range damage as well. I just really like this weapon. I'm still trying to get some knife kills as well, which is very stupid. And I got it because of the first clip that you have seen before this actual gameplay. You know, when that happened, I kinda instinctively in my head, something told me to go ahead and knife everybody that is alive, because a knife apparently is extremely powerful. So you see me sometimes doing risky things just to get a knife kill instead of actually getting a kill with my weapon. Also getting caught off guard here by the man that was hiding. And talking about hiding and camping in this game, like if you have control over the hyper reality, you will find that camping is something that you should not be doing. Camping is something of the past, like proper camping. Like, I'm gonna sit here, get 20,000 kills without anyone actually knowing where the hell I am. Because they just turn on hyper reality and they know exactly where you are. And if there's actual communication between people, you can actually tell people or other people where everybody is. Which means you don't have to constantly use hyper reality yourself. Which is kinda neat. Because when you use hyper reality, as you can see right here, you can't use anything else. You can't shoot, and it takes a second to actually get out of it again. Which means the moment you start using hyper reality, you are vulnerable. Of course, there's a duration to it, to how long you can use it, and also there's a cooldown on it once you have used it. So you can't really just spam it constantly and know exactly where everybody is all the time. But it's definitely something that adds a whole new perspective to an FPS like this, and that is something I really like. I like the futuristic FPSs. I really dislike FPSs that are set in any kind of war or reality type setting. So, you know, this being futuristic, I really enjoyed. You know, perhaps in like 20 or 30 years, this is the reality, and I can't really be joyful or happy with games like this because they copy reality too much. I don't know. But right now, you know, futuristic FPS are really something I like. And this game does have a very, very Battlefield 3 type of vibe, or Call of Duty. And I can't really deny that's the case, but it's different enough to not make me feel like I'm playing an FPS in that specific setting. I really, and it's also not really that graphically intensive or intensive for your computer. Because if you look at my settings that I have on my channel page, you can directly see what I'm running, and I'm running at the highest quality right now. And I'm quite enjoying the game. It is very, very frustrating with games like this, though, that you are constantly kill streaking. You get a kill, you get killed. You get a kill, you get killed. Because there's no actual way to avoid your death once you start getting hit. Like, you die so quickly. And I am completely vanilla, and of course you can tweak your armor to be slower but more healthy, or, you know, faster, so people have a harder time hitting you. There's like all kinds of ways that you can tweak yourself, but you have to have those items to be able to equip them, to modify yourself, and all kinds of things like that. Right now I'm only using a pre-made weapon, and that's it. For the rest, I'm completely, for beyond that, I'm completely vanilla. I'm not even using the, I think it's the tactical item you can equip. I'm not sure if it's a tactical item, but you can't use that beyond, you can only start using that beyond level 5 or level 10, once they start becoming actually useful. And you can only buy them to get them earlier, which is also something I don't really enjoy. Like, it's not even a side grade, because you start off with no item like that whatsoever. The only way to get an item like that is to get beyond a certain level, or to actually buy it with money. And things in this game, to buy them with real money, permanently, those things are not very cheap. Like, it takes several euros or several dollars, depending on which currency you use, to actually get a modifier. Like, to get a barrel, to get a weapon, to get, you know, a magazine. Whatever. It takes several euros to get just one modifier, or the weapon, permanently. And that only means you have one item of a complete weapon. Then you need all the other items before you can actually completely have a permanent weapon. And then you can buy the pre-made weapons permanently, but those are very expensive. Like, I'm not even talking about several euros for a weapon permanently. No, I'm talking about double digits type of money to actually get those weapons or items permanently. Now, it doesn't mean a whole lot, because you can still get pre-made weapons for 24 hours after one match. Like, it takes about 200 credits. And if you have a decent game like this, for example, where I don't completely suck beyond recognition, you can get a weapon a game, a pre-made weapon a game, basically. But still, very expensive. It's not something I really enjoy. We are about to win here after some very good defense. So if you want to see more, let me know, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.